Hello, hello. Welcome back. Been a while. It's hot and humid. 10 days to Christmas. Bring on some Christmas cheer. Let's see how many miserable people there are in their cars this morning on the way to work. All the fun of the commute. Pods are a little bit... Oh, that's better. Oof. Sat on your pods. It's never a comfortable thing on a bike. You don't want to be sat on your pods. Little cheeky manoeuvre. I don't believe the Subaru was too happy about that, but anyhow. If you don't like it, get a bike. And you too can do the same. Well, as you can see, I'm still on the GS, I haven't changed it. And I'm going all green and eco-warrior on us all now. I'm thinking about getting an electric bike, the Zero. I think it's pretty cool. I still have the Hayabusa, so don't worry. But I think the Zero is a cool bike. I'll try and put a link down below to the website if I remember. It's an electric bike, something like 200 kilometre range or 150 kilometre range, something like that. I only ever do 40-50 k's a day commuting. It's more than enough. If I want to go touring, I'll take the Hayabusa. That's fine. But for the commute and the grind, an electric bike. It costs me bugger all to run. And 100% torque from the get-go. Don't have to wait for the engine to spin up. I think ideal for what I want. Only problem is they're cocking expensive, and there's no incentives from the government to buy an electric bike. So they are almost as expensive as a brand new GS. And that's a big swallow for what is effectively 600, 650 performance, something like that. Like a 650 twin or something. That's a big ask. But I'm going to go check them out and just see if there is any prices to be negotiated. If you can get it down a bit, it might be worthwhile, because literally there's no servicing costs, there's no fuel costs. Servicing's fuck all. There's no moving parts. It's an electric motor. Yeah, for all you skeptics out there that think, oh well, it won't last long. Well, I believe Zero are warranting the batteries for 5 years and 100,000 kilometres, something like that. And the engine, it's an electric engine. Electric engines don't go wrong. And electric engines have been in use for over a century. There's nothing new about electric engines. Your dishwasher's an electric motor. Not your dishwasher, your washing machine. How often do they go wrong? It's certainly not the motors that go wrong. So I think they're the way ahead. I'm going to go investigate them. But I think the price might be a deterrent. They're just too much. Let's see if we can get out here. Do a cheeky manoeuvre. Can't quite squeeze through there. Or maybe I can. Maybe I can't. No, I'm not going to fit. Oh, cheers, matey. You're a star. Well, let's see how many people of these are on phones in their cars. Yesterday, everyone seemed to be on their phone. It was a fucking nightmare. Let me know your thoughts on electric bikes. Everyone thinks, oh, they've got no range, they're slow, a bit heavy. But fuck it, it's got 150 k's is enough for me in a day. Yeah, if I want to go touring, fine, it might not be work for that. So, I get it, the electric bike doesn't work for everyone. If you've only got one bike, you might not want one. Thank you very much, that's very kind. You might not want one. But if it's a second bike, and it's primarily used for commuting, weekend shop trips or whatever, then I don't think you're going to get a better tool. Because let's face it, this is a tool. This is a commuting tool. It doesn't need to be fancy. Just needs to be reliable and have enough power to enjoy. So I think I'm sold on one, apart from the price. That'll stop me. I think it's 25,000 Aussie. I'm going to go check out and find out. I need to confirm that, so could be wrong. But 25,000 Aussie, if it is, gets you a lot of motorbike. Gets you a shitload of motorbike. I think you can get a GS up for that price. Get a fully loaded one for 30. Multistrada maybe. KDM. Some big choice. Versus the Zero, which, you know, is not the best looking bike. It doesn't have the performance of, say, this or a Multistrada or the KDM. It's got about 60 or 70 horsepower, I think, equivalent. So obviously it's kilowatts because it's electric. But the thing is, the torque is available from zero, so you get a real hit early on and low in the rev range. So you don't, you know, when you're commuting, you're not up in the high on the RPM, so you won't notice the power loss. I'm not using 110 horsepower, whatever I've got here. I'm at 3,000 RPM. Peak torque isn't until about 6.5, 7,000 on this thing, so I'm only getting half of the RPM. I'm only using 50 horsepower here. Whereas an electric bike, all that horsepower is available from 0 RPM. And the batteries are fine. I'm willing to go out on a limb and not worry about the batteries. I reckon I'll get more than enough life out of those batteries. I don't think I'll ever need to change them. And if I do, it'll be a couple of grand to swap out a battery pack. They say a couple of grand, well, that's a lot of money. Well, this thing to service once a year is $1,000. So let's say I get 3 years and I have to change the battery pack. It's $3,000 in servicing I haven't paid. And if the battery cap's a couple of grand, still haven't lost, have I? Still winning. And the hire bus is about $500, but that needs to be every 6 months, which is just ridiculous. It doesn't need it. So basically, a bike is about $1,000 a year to service, whereas an electric bike, there is no service. It doesn't need it. There's nothing to service. Okay, your brakes, fluids. And when I say fluids, your hydraulic brake fluids. That's it. There are no other fluids. No other fluids in the bloody thing. So your brakes and tyres. That's all you're worried about. Let me know what you think. Should I go and get one? December the 15th, 10 days to go to Christmas. All the excitement. Merry bloody Christmas. We're having a good run in today. It's nice. There's the airport. I'll stop whistling, sorry. Soon the kids will be on school holiday, and that means every day the runs will be like this, all the way into the city. Oh, 24 degrees. My bike says 28. This thing always reads high on temperature. 28 degrees, I don't even see that. 28 and a half, 28. Can you see that in the camera? The temperature sensor is located very close to the oil radiator, or the oil cooler. What a genius idea to locate it there. This thing always reads 3 degrees, 4 degrees high temperature readings. That's annoyed the shit out of me since day one having this. The OCD inside me doesn't like it. this way. Sorry, Ford Ranger, I know you didn't want to let me in that gap, but, well, I made it anyway. Now look at this shit. Thank you very much. Continuing my electric vehicle fixation with the Zero motorcycle, I want a Tesla as well. And those things are awesome. Got an all eco warrior on us, on a Tesla and a Zero motorcycle. I don't know what that's all about. Someone's giving me a vegan chill pill or something.